In the last entry of this diary, I told you about $5,000, the number where your brain finally stops screaming, where panic turns into calm, where you can finally breathe. If you haven't watched that one, go watch it first, because today we're going to the next level. $10,000. This is the number where something different happens. You're not just breathing anymore, you're starting to swim. And once you start swimming, everything changes. Welcome to the diary. I'm the Money Man. Let me quickly remind you what $5,000 does. $5,000 is oxygen. It stops the panic. It calms your brain. It gives you 2 to 3 months of survival if everything goes wrong. But here's the thing about $5,000. It's defensive. It's protection. It's, I won't die if something bad happens. $5,000 keeps you alive, but it doesn't move you forward. That's where $10,000 comes in. $10,000 is the first number where you shift from defense to offense, from surviving to building, from not drowning to actually swimming somewhere. Here's the difference. With $5,000, you can survive one emergency. Your car breaks down, you pay it. But now you're back to almost nothing. One punch and you're on the floor again. With $10,000, you can take 2 punches, maybe 3, and you're still standing. That might not sound like a big deal, but psychologically, it's massive. At $5,000, you're safe but fragile. At $10,000, you're safe and stable. Here's what nobody tells you about $10,000. Getting there is easier than getting to $5,000. Wait, that doesn't make sense, right? It's more money. It should be harder. But it's not, and here's why. When you saved your first $5,000, you were fighting everything. Bad habits, impulses, emergencies, your own brain telling you to spend it. You had to build the discipline from zero. You had to prove to yourself that you could do it. That was the hard part. But once you hit $5,000, something changed. You became a saver. That's your identity now. The habits are built. The muscle is strong. So the second $5,000 is just repetition. Same habits, same discipline, but now it feels natural. This is momentum, and momentum is everything in wealth building. Let me show you what actually changes when you hit $10,000. First, you're ahead of most people. I'm not joking. Most people don't have $1,000. You have 10 times that. You're already winning. Second, your stress levels drop even more. At $5,000, you stopped panicking. At $10,000, you start feeling actually secure. There's a difference. Third, small opportunities start appearing. Not life-changing opportunities, but small ones. A course that could help your career, a tool that could save you time, a small investment that makes sense. At $5,000, you couldn't touch any of that. That money was for survival only. At $10,000, you have survival covered and a little extra to work with. Fourth, compound interest starts to whisper. At $5,000, an 8% return is $400 a year. Nice, but whatever. At $10,000, it's $800. Still not life-changing, but you start to see it. You start to feel it. The snowball is small, but it's rolling now. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. At $5,000, your car breaks down. $800 repair. You pay it. Now you have $4,200. Then your laptop dies, $600 replacement. Now you have $3,600. You're almost back to panic mode. 2 emergencies and you're fragile again. At $10,000, same car repair, $800. You have $9,200. Laptop dies, $600. You have $8,600. Still solid, still safe, still calm. Life threw 2 punches, you didn't even wobble. That's the difference between $5,000 and $10,000. It's not just double the money, it's double the stability, double the confidence, double the calm. At $5,000, you survive. At $10,000, you absorb. Now here's where I have to warn you, because $10,000 has a trap. At $10,000, you start feeling comfortable, and comfort is dangerous. Your brain says, we made it, we're safe now, we can relax a little, we can spend a little. And then lifestyle creep starts. You upgrade your phone, you eat out more, you buy things you don't need because you can afford it now. And slowly, without realizing it, $10,000 becomes $8,000, then $6,000. Then you're back near $5,000 wondering what happened. Don't do this. $10,000 is not a destination, it's a checkpoint. You stop for a second, you look around, and you keep moving. The people who build real wealth, they don't celebrate $10,000, they protect it and keep building. If you don't fall into the trap, here's what $10,000 actually unlocks. Better decisions at work. You negotiate better. You speak up more because you know you have a cushion. You're not desperate. Better decisions in life. You stop saying yes to everything. You wait for the right opportunities. You're not rushing. Mental space to think bigger. At $5,000, you think about survival. At $10,000, you start thinking about growth. What's next? How can I earn more? Where should I invest? These questions don't exist when you're drowning. They only appear when you're stable. $10,000 gives you permission to think bigger. Use it. Now let me tell you what's coming next. $10,000 is where momentum starts, but $20,000 is where everything shifts. That's when you exit fear completely. That's when real wealth building begins. I'll break that down in the next entry of this diary. But for now, focus on this. Get to $10,000, protect it, let the momentum build, and don't stop. $5,000 gave you oxygen. $10,000 gives you momentum. One is survival, the other is progress. Most people never feel momentum with money. They save a little, spend it. Save a little, spend again. Forever stuck. You're not going to be most people. That's today's entry in the diary. I'm the Money Man, and I'll see you in the next one.